smooth here. But again, this horizon line will be a third of the way down, creating this L-shaped piece. I'll just slap that over here for you. Here's the ruler again. 0's down here and 9 up at the top. And you're just making in pencil 2 lines, just kind of making it an even horizon line. So up at 6 or 3, whichever one you've chosen here. So there it is right there. So I'm just going to put the ruler against there, and there's the initial side. Okay, and try to make sure that your point goes right to the edge, or VP, vanishing point left and right. And then down below, that's where you're going to start this piece. So I'm just going to put a point there to randomly pick that. Just go left and right. And I'm just going kind of light, trying to anticipate this open end. And as I end my line segment, I'm putting a point just to get the floor plan of this. Just go to the right vanishing point. So you have kind of this W. This one's going all the way to the left. So I have this one, and I'll make it about this wide here. Point there. Okay, so there's the floor plan, and again, it's going 2 lines to the vanishing point. Make it an arbitrary height again, so I'm going to go about this distance up. So just line this up here, and I'm lining up at the base just to make sure I get a vertical line, and just connect all of these points right here. Just making a light line starting out so you can see how it's going to connect. And here's the back one. So just a relatively simple beginning. Okay. And now I just want to get the overall height of this. So I'm going to make it about this tall and just wrap it around. Goes to here. Connected there. Goes all the way to the back. Comes to the front here. I'm just kind of holding the pencil right exactly where it belongs. Okay, so there's the shape. So just to start this off, I'm going to give it a light pen line so you can see it. Put the point here. And take your time. The drawings are very accurate what you've done, so it's looking good. Point there. Notice I try to put the point down of the pen, then put the ruler against it, just to be as accurate as I can with it. Okay, so there it has that L shape, and I'm going to divide this one here in the front and the foreground. So I'm going to give at the base of it the measuring line that's going to help me divide it. And just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go both sides of it. It's just a light line, it's not going to be part of the drawing. But for example, if I wanted to divide this into 12 spaces, 12 rows, I could use the ruler, and I could put it at 4 and divide everything at a third, or try to find a number that's divisible by 12 on the ruler, which is using the 8th, 16th parts of the measurement. But I'm just going to try this paper, so I'm just going to take a look at this section And here I have a piece, so I'm just going to use the lines on this paper to do it. Just rotate this around like this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here's 12. So I'm just going to rotate the notebook paper right here to let this be a measuring segment here. And now I have a point that I can make at 12 pieces across. So those are the dotted lines that you see. I know that it's on the base of this, so I just have to project these over. So it'll take a moment. So you're just trying to put the pencil there, line it up with the straight edge down here at the bottom of the page. Trying to keep it square, perpendicular. And that'll give me that section there. So it's just a simple kind of a trick using another piece. I'm just moving the straight edge over so I have more of the bottom of the paper to line up down here. So 12 is kind of a large number. Mostly a room or something is 8 feet, but we're just going to try this one time here. So there's the 12 spaces. So on the right hand side of this, I'm just going to project these lines and then change it as we go. So I'm just going to go from here to here, dark to light. So I'm trying to push the pen and then pick up on it as I get to the end of it, just to show the thin and thick part of the line. Creating the shape here. Okay, I'll be right there with you. Let me finish this and I'll send it to you. It's up on the screen there. So if you can look up on behind me. So this is divided into the 12 parts. So I'm going to transfer this over, but I'm going to do it in a different way here. So on the left-hand side, just going to divide it into thirds. So since it's 12, I just have to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here's 1. So I just want to divide this a little different so you can see how it's done. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's a measurement that I can get with from that side. On this side, I'm going to divide it into every second one, so in 6 divisions. So there it is right there. So just take the pen, tuck it across there, and you can see. So if I put the pen, it lets the ruler rotate around there. So that's 6. And there you have it. So it's kind of using the division of the math. Here's 12 into 3, here it is into 6. And here you could divide it into the same idea into thirds. So 2 across here and here. Same as on this side, so I'm just projecting this across so you can kind of see how that establishes the scale and transfers it from one of these sides to the next. Okay? So that's giving this part. And then the last section is to just make these columns. So I'll see if I can, and for this part right here, I'm just going to divide this into thirds. So that's going to be just creating the diagonal because there's three rows, 3 columns. So there's the line. Just put the pen right there, line it vertically up to the paper. And do the same with this one, so it's using this grid to help across. So that's giving me the columns there. Same with this one. This is in 12, but I want to divide it just into 3 columns. So I just have to come down 3 rows, across the diagonal for that one. And it's a little more narrower of a line there, so you got to be careful to get it as accurate as you can. So here's the row, and here's where it intersects. And just continue down this way. So here it is in the the 6 columns. If I want to divide it into 6, just cross the diagonals. There's 5, 4, 3. So I'm going to make this one into 3. It's this point and this point. So just put the pen there. So we're just going to use the same vertical amount for this part. And then the last one will be symmetrical to the opposite side as far as the number of columns, so just crossing the diagonal here. And I just need to put a mark right on those lines. And now you'll see how it's divided equally. So there you have it. And then the only thing left to do is to try to give it a little bit more of a depth to this line. So I'm just going to heavy up these foreground sections, give it a thickness to it, because you want this to have just the line quality as far as showing the depth of space here. And carries that across. Trying to get as sensitive with that the line section, and then these vertical lines that are closest to you, make those a little heavier. Do it up here for you. And I'm just going to put in the horizon line a little darker with the pen. There you have it. So you're using this idea of scale and transferring it across onto your